Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Tony Sandleben.
And I'm Brittany Ehrman. We thank you for joining us this evening.
Tonight marks the first debate for the open Senate seat here in Indiana. Todd Young and Marlon Stutzman squared off in Indianapolis and answered questions ranging from local economics to foreign policy. With us now is Daily News reporter Casey Smith. Casey, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So our first question tonight, what were some of the big themes of the debate this evening?
So the two candidates tonight faced a lot of the same questions that the presidential candidates in the Republican race are facing. National defense, Assad, domestic policy. Those were all really big things that they were talking about tonight.
Okay, and now given the style of the campaigns this far, which is, so to speak, very attack heavy, what was the tone for tonight?
So these candidates definitely didn't have anything nice to say about Obama being Republicans, and they also didn't have anything nice to say about each other. It's been very attack heavy with the campaigning. This evening it was a lot about their voting records and looking at who's more conservative than the other when it comes to this race against Barron Hill, who will be the winners, who they will go against, whoever's elected, or whoever's, yeah.
So could you give us a little bit of background about each of the candidates?
Yeah, so you have Todd Young. So he is a graduate from the U.S. Naval Academy. He's a former Marine. He's very strong when he talks. He definitely wants to talk about foreign policy. He definitely wants to talk about Assad and what to do in Syria. And then on the other end, we have Marlon Stutzman, who lost against Barron Hill in 2010 for the Senate spot. He's a farmer. He likes to talk about being from Indiana. He's very focused on conservative issues, and his most important policy that he likes to talk about is cutting back on economic spending in the United States.
Okay, and lastly, could you go into detail about what's at stake for the GOP and the candidates?
So this is actually a really important race for the Republicans. They have 26 seats that are up for grabs. The Democrats only have 10. The really important reason why they're both really trying to see who's more conservative than the other is in hopes that that will get them the vote. But the really important thing is they both have that shared goal that whoever is the most conservative will go on to face Barron Hill, so that in November they get more conservative voters to go out and vote and hopefully vote for that Republican candidate in the presidential election as well.
All right, Casey, thank you very much for coming in tonight. It'll definitely be interesting to see how this whole race turns out.
Yeah, thank you.
Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump will be in Indianapolis this week. The Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department reported Trump will be in the city on Wednesday. Tony Samuel, an Indiana campaign official for Trump, confirmed that Trump is planning several appearances in the Hoosier State over the next 2 weeks, but could not confirm any specific dates or locations at this time. Trump is expected to meet with Career Corporation, which recently announced plans to close its facility in Indianapolis and eliminate 1,400 Indiana jobs over the next 3 years.
Last Friday night, a shooting involving a Muncie police officer and a man ended in a death and the officer in the hospital. NewsLink Indiana's Jenna Liston was on the scene and is live in the newsroom with more information. Jenna, what can you tell us?
Yes, Tony, on Friday night, an officer was dispatched to the 3900 block of East Jackson Street around 7:40 p.m. on the report of a threat. Now, police have released information that the victim of 26-year-old Storm Allen Smith was declared dead after the officer had shot him after a foot pursuit and a struggle ensued between them. Muncie Police Chief Steve Stewart gave a few answers at the press conference shortly after the investigation began at City Hall in downtown Muncie.
Try to grab the officer's gun, Chief.
Can't comment.
Was the suspect armed?
I can't comment.
What can you tell us about the nature of the threats that the officer responded to?
I believe he thought he was going out there to take a threats report. I don't know what his mindset was, but it was a threats call.
Now, since the press conference Friday night, we have now learned that the officer is now at Ball Memorial, but is not clear on his injuries, but is expected to be okay. He'll be placed on administrative leave as the investigation continues. And as the third murder in the past week for Muncie, Police Chief Stewart said this has been very taxing on himself and everyone else, but are doing all that they can to continue to protect the community. Live in the newsroom, I'm Jenna Liston. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jenna. Ball State is getting a makeover and the Board of Trustees approves. Architecture students and Smith JJR have been working on the new campus plan for the last 3 years. The goal is to increase residential areas and engagement with the village, recreational and athletic locations. Another area of focus is roads and congestion on campus. The plan is to increase safety and draw traffic away from the heart of campus. Now, there are 8 big ideas in total. The timeline for the master plan will take anywhere from 3 to 25 years before completion.
Jim Davis, creator of the cartoon cat Garfield, is set to come teach at Ball State University in the fall. Rather than teaching a specific course, Davis will be leading a series of workshops and lectures, some of which will be open to the public. Now, Arnie Flatten, the director of the School of Arts, said that this could have a huge impact not only on the students, but the program itself. Flatten said, quote, "It's really exciting and it's something that allows us to play to Davis' strengths and his very, very busy schedule." Now, Brittany, I know a couple of weeks ago we were talking about how it was amazing that it was snowing outside and how cold it was, and it seemed like everybody's wishes came true the last couple of days. It's been gorgeous. It was sunny over the weekend, sunny today. I think we have a high of 80-something today or tomorrow. It's very, very exciting.
Right, it's absolutely beautiful, but we are in Indiana, so the question is, are the temperatures here to stay? So, Kaylee, what can you tell us?
Well, it does look like those temperatures are going to stay here for the next few days, but I don't think we'll be getting any snow anytime soon. So you can see currently 72 degrees here right now with calm winds, making it pretty kind of muggy outside. But currently we don't have any snow out there, no rain, anything. We do have some rain chances coming up in the next few days, also with a little bit of a cool down associated with that. All that and more coming up.
Thanks, Kaylee. When we return, find out what caused flooding at a major Ball State facility.
And the editor-in-chief of Ball Bearers will be in studio to talk about the My Money BSU discussion.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Last Wednesday, Miranda Carney, the editor-in-chief of Ball Bearings magazine, sat down with Ball State interim president Terry King for a discussion about how the university handles tuition money. With us now is Miranda to talk more about that discussion. Miranda, thanks for joining us this evening. So if you could go ahead and tell us a little bit more about My Money BSU and how this idea came to life.
Okay, well, last semester we came up with the idea to spend an entire semester investigating tuition and transparency at Ball State. And we really wanted to find a way to create an event that would draw students in and get them beyond like our written page and reading online. So we had originally asked President Ferguson to step in and do a Q&A with me. After he resigned, I talked to Terry King, and he was very happy to do the event as well.
And so, Miranda, overall, how satisfied were you with the answers that you got from President King?
I think the answers were very informative. I think a lot of students learned a lot, but I do think there was questions that could have been expanded on more. For example, I asked about the large amount of money we pay towards athletics. He said, well, if you don't want a Division I program, you guys just have to tell us and we'll get rid of it, and we know it's not that easy. So I think there's definitely more to be discussed.
Okay, so given the issues with transparency over the recent months, do you think this discussion maybe eased tensions, or is there more to be done?
I definitely think there's more to be done, especially just talking to students after the event. Many students seemed like they had even more questions that they wanted to go up and ask after the event, especially with recent events that have happened. I think the conversation about transparency is only beginning here.
All right, Miranda, thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate you coming on this evening. If you've lost your student ID, get ready to cough up some extra cash. The cost to replace student ID cards are increasing from $10 to $25. Registrar Nancy Cronk says the increase is comparable to other Indiana universities.
Right now, the fee is $10, which is a lot, but really isn't a lot. When we do peer comparison, similar ID systems, replacement card cost, pretty much at other institutions, the standard cost is $25. And so we have a very healthy price increase coming up from $10 to $25.
The price increase will be effective in August of this year.
The third and fourth floors of Bracken Library are closed off to the public after a water main busted on the fifth floor late Saturday night. When employees arrived at the library Sunday morning, there was almost 2 inches of water on the ground. NewsLink Indiana's David K. Jones is live at Bracken Library. David?
What you are hearing are dehumidifiers placed all throughout the west end on the 4th floor of Bracken Library after pipes busted a floor above. Library employees came into Open Club Bracken on Sunday morning only to find that their designated quiet area had been flooded in as much as 2 inches of water. The biggest university library had all hands on deck to check the condition of the books to see what was damaged. Michael Shayevsky from Archives and Special Collections says that his area on the 2nd floor is safe for the most part.
Thankfully, at least for the archives perspective, none of our rare and valuable books were damaged. We had some minor damage to a handful of maps, but beyond that, everything was safe and unaffected in archives.
Interim Dean of Public Services Suzanne Rice is still working to see what has all been damaged.
We know that collections on 2 West, 3 West, and 4 West were affected in terms of, trickle down, and that we are still working to see what all will be damaged.
Rice Dust building was that you center prices have not yet been estimated. Live in Moncton, David K. Jones, NewsLink, Indiana.
Library officials are hoping to have the entire 2nd floor open to the public as early as Wednesday.
Volunteers and members of the Red Cross Cardinals are trying to make Muncie a safer place. Their main goal is fire safety. NewsLink's Michael Estridge has the story.
Delaware County is #1 in the state of Indiana for house fire deaths and injuries. Michael Floza thinks it could be an income problem.
It's low income. A lot of people aren't updating their houses when it comes to all these new appliances. So the wiring can't handle it, or a lot of people have furnaces.
Red Cross Cardinals go from house to house trying to install smoke detectors for families in the Muncie area, but not everybody wants a smoke detector. So what the Red Cross Cardinals will do is educate them on how to be more safe if a fire occurs.
Preparedness as well as disaster response, and it's a matter of what the student is interested in. We lead and manage 4 different community outreach programs throughout the Muncie community and throughout counties around Muncie and Delaware County.
The main goal is to help the people of Muncie, but for them, It's about getting as many smoke detectors in as possible.
Was just for this office, we wanted to get 500 alarms done in a Red Cross year, which I believe is June to June. So after today, we might actually hit that number. Awareness out to people that, you know, we're here. We want people to be safe, obviously, because the less fires the Red Cross has to respond to, you know, that's good for us.
With house fires continuing in Muncie, the Red Cross Cardinals will try to educate as many people as possible. In Muncie, Michael Estridge, NewsLink, Indiana.
The Red Cross Cardinals are always looking for more volunteers. If you're interested, Ball State's Volunteer Services can help you get involved.
Coming up, we'll see if this warm weather sticks around.
We'll have your full weather forecast when we come back here on NewsLink Indiana.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Now, Brittany, the last couple of days have been weather that I've been dreaming of. It's been sunshine, it's been warm, no snow, which is amazing to say. We actually have to point out that there's no snow here in April, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it's here to stay.
Right. Well, you know, Tony, you know what they say, all good things must come to an end. So, Kaylee, what can we expect?
Well, we can expect these warmer temperatures to hopefully stick around for the rest of April. So we take a look here at the last 14 hours here at McKinley and Riverside. Beautiful day. We saw students studying outside, playing frisbee, maybe a little baseball. It's a beautiful day to get outside and still warmer temperatures. Highs today in Muncie got up to 83 degrees, along with Indianapolis, Bloomington at 84, Shelbyville at 84, Kokomo up as a high of 82. Now we're about almost 20 degrees above average. You can see we almost hit the record high that was set in 1976 of 84 degrees. Now our national temperatures here, you can see here Muncie definitely way above average, still at 72, but this jet stream staying above us and this high pressure right here is keeping those warmer temperatures here. But in the next few days, we could see this low pressure system moving into Indianapolis, bringing a little bit of cooler temperatures, not super cold, and possibly some rain showers. So that's definitely coming up. Again, wind speeds calm most places west-northwest in Indianapolis at 5 miles per hour, which is making it very, very hot outside. Low tonight of 61 degrees with mostly clear skies. Again, those calm winds staying throughout the night. Now tomorrow, high of 74 degrees, so a little bit cooler than the last few days where we've hit 80 degrees, and east-northeast winds at 7 miles per hour. Now your pollen forecast, again, as we're getting warmer, they're starting to sprout again, so you can see tree and mold moderate and grass definitely high. So if you have seasonal allergies, make sure you're keeping out for those. Now precision cast, again, clear skies for the next few days, and then we will start to see those move in on Thursday, and we could see about maybe a ½ inch of rain accumulation, but not too bad for April. Now your 7-day forecast, Tuesday a high again of 74 degrees. Those 70s will stick around for Wednesday. You can see Thursday a 90% chance of rain with definitely cooler temperatures at only a high of 68. Very cool on Friday as that low pressure system moves through at 60 degrees, but warmer temperatures for the weekend with sunny skies, 68 for Saturday and 70 for Sunday. Now rain chances could come back into the forecast for Monday.
Not really looking forward to that rain, but good to see temperatures are at least staying high and no snow in the forecast.
Exactly.
So
You always got to have those April showers, right?
that's good. I guess it's safe to say we are finally in the spring weather. Thank you very much, Kaylee. Coming up, Indiana high school baseball updated polls were released earlier today, and 3 local teams were among the top 10.
And Ball State baseball had another player earn Mid-American Conference Pitcher of the Week.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Hello, welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Robbie General with sports. Earlier today, the Indiana High School Baseball Coaches Association updated polls were released. 3 local teams received top 10 rankings in their respective divisions. Top 10 teams included Wapahani, Daleville, and Yorktown. Wapahani ranked 3rd in the 2A class, while both Daleville and Yorktown ranked 9th in Divisions 1A and 3A respectively. Each of the 3 ranked schools played today. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Wapahani varsity baseball played host to West Dell this evening. Senior pitcher Zach Thomas started on the mound for Wapahani. He looked sharp going 5 innings and only allowing 1 earned run. West Dell's only run of the night came in the 3rd inning. Senior center fielder Adam Ralph hit a triple in the 3rd. He was brought in by a sac fly on the next batter. Senior Grant Thompson was hit by a pitch with a man on first in the bottom of the 5th. This set up Zach Thompson nicely, who hit a 3-run homer to put Wapahani up 5-2. The 3rd-ranked Raiders would end up winning 11-1, moving them to 8-0 overall and 2-0 in the Mid-Eastern baseball standings. Yorktown playing host to HHC rival Pendleton Heights in a doubleheader tonight. Picking things up in the bottom of the 3rd in Game 1, man on second base for Cole Barr, and he singles through the left hole and to put runners on the corners. A walk would load the bases for Anthony Todd, who hits a weak rounder in the infield. But the throw gets away from the catcher, allowing 2 Yorktown runs to score. The Tigers took a 2-1 lead. Top of the 4th here, Pendleton's Corbin Cox got caught in a rundown, but the throw to second is off the line. Just a couple of batters later, Jake Harris is going to rip in an RBI double into the gap, scoring the tying run for Pendleton Heights in the 4th. However, Yorktown would go on to win a close one, 8-7. They currently lead in Game 2, 5-0. Here are other scores from around the area tonight. Daleville lost tonight. They fell to the Broncos of Alexandria Monroe 5-3. Delta beat Winchester 23-9 to improve to 4-4 on the season. The Muncie Central Bearcats beat Hagerstown tonight to earn their first win of the season. They're back in action tomorrow against Arsenal Tech. Ball State junior right-handed pitcher B.J. Butler earned Mid-American Conference West Division Pitcher of the Week today. He gave up 0 runs in his 3 relief appearances last week. Against Indiana, he threw 2 scoreless innings in the Cardinals' 1-run loss. He also threw 5 innings for back-to-back victories against Central Michigan. Ball State now leads the MAC with a 9-3 conference record, 2 games ahead of Northern Illinois.
Well, thank you very much, Robbie. Good to see Ball State baseball really doing well this season. Seems to be a pretty consistent program there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Maloney's got a great program going, and they're just moving forward in the right direction right now. So.
That's very good to hear. Thank you very much. Coming up after the break, it was a successful opening weekend at the box office for Disney.
And tragedy struck Hollywood over the weekend. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
You got a key?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Billy Lehman, and here's what's happening in the world of entertainment. Disney's live-action remake of The Jungle Book scored big this weekend as it opened in theaters, earning $103.5 million. That number ranks it second on the all-time list for April openings in the U.S. The film stars newcomer Neil Sethi as Mowgli and features the voice talents of big-name actors such as Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley, and Scarlett Johansson. The impressive opening weekend for Jungle Book beat every live-action remake done by Disney since its revamp of Alice in Wonderland in 2010. The success of the film has many expecting more live-action adaptations from Disney in the near future. John Legend had some big news to share over the weekend. The popular singer and his wife Chrissy Teigen announced the arrival of their daughter, Luna Simone Stevens. Teigen gave birth to the couple's baby girl on Thursday, but they decided to wait for the weekend to share the exciting news. Both Legend and Teigen shared their excitement over social media, with Teigen posting a photo of Luna's weight on Instagram and Legend posting a heartfelt message on Twitter. Doris Roberts, the popular actress known for her role as Marie Barone on the hit show Everybody Loves Raymond, died Sunday at the age of 90. The 5-time Emmy Award winner had appeared in multiple feature films during her career, including National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Roberts also made several appearances in the popular television shows such as King of Queens and Desperate Housewives. She leaves behind one son. And that's all for your entertainment news. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Billy. Now let's take one last look at weather.
Well, you know, we are going to be seeing those warmer temperatures continue, 74 tomorrow. A little bit cooler as we do see a low pressure system move in Thursday and Friday. 90% chance of rain on Thursday, only 60 degrees as a high on Friday. But warmer temperatures come into the weekend, a high of 68 degrees for Saturday, in the 70s for Sunday. Should stay around that mark on Monday, but we could be seeing some rain showers as well. So a little bit variability this week compared to all sunny days, you know, that we had. this past week.
I think it's safe to say we are finally out of winter.
It looks like we are.
All right.
That's very exciting. Well, that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a wonderful evening.